Hey everyone, it is Luke here, and I just wanted to come on here and catch up with you all a little bit. It feels really good to be back on here, talking to myself in a room to a camera, but really I just wanted to fill you in on things that have been going on and what I hope will happen in the future. Today happens to be the 10-year anniversary of when I started this YouTube channel, which is crazy to think about. I know it may not mean that much to some of you out there, but to me it's really crazy to think how much has changed and how much I've grown and how much I think we've all grown in those 10 years. I think back to when I started this channel and I really didn't have expectations that this would go anywhere for me. And I took, a wild chance. I took a random shot in the dark, posted my first reaction to EXO's Overdose, and got, not a ton of views, but way more than I expected to. And that kind of told me there was something there. There was some way for me to connect with people through reactions, through K-pop, so on and so forth. And when I think back to how that all started, how I even came up with the name Awkward Luke, or at the time Awkward K-pop, it really came from a place of not really believing in myself, not really wanting to set myself up for high expectations. I wanted people to look at my channel name and say, okay, if he's calling himself awkward, he must not, I can't expect too much out of this guy, just keep the expectations low kind of thing. Already setting myself up for failure in some ways and not really believing in myself from the beginning. I can look back and say that I think I turned that into something that was a strength, and that's something that I really set out to do once I did start getting more into YouTube, is kind of turning what I perceived to be a flaw and a weakness into a strength. And that was sort of the guiding principle of the channel. But over the last few years, I somehow really lost that conviction. I lost my confidence. And I really want to go back to that time of explorations and just no expectations of myself, really coming to YouTube with a sense of curiosity. I feel like I've lost that. I've been wanting to aim for perfection and just ending up in a state of paralysis. And I think, I can be really proud of myself over the last 10 years in many other ways. In my real life, I think I'm in a really good spot in some ways, but mentally and in a sort of online way, I just haven't felt very confident. I haven't felt like I wanted to put my voice out there, and sometimes I wondered whether I really had much more to show or do on YouTube or online in general. Thinking back, to myself 10 years ago, it's clear to me that I think I have more growing to do. I feel like I still have more to show and more of a story that I want to tell. And I want to do that through my content. I want to show you guys, and I want to show people and myself that you can always keep growing. You can always kind of learn more about yourself and about the world, and that confidence, growth, like believing in yourself never really comes to an end. I think I thought that my almost 30-year-old self would be in a much better place than my 19-year-old self. And like I said, in some ways that is the case, and in other ways I think maybe not. I think I have some growing to do. I think I haven't fully believed in myself at any point really when I was making videos, and I was always fighting my inner doubt. And that may or may not have been apparent, but I think I let that inner doubt win in recent history. So I'm gonna make it a mission for myself to push past the negativity, the self-doubt that I have, and really try to find and cultivate that confidence in my content and in myself once again. That was a really random ramble. I wrote down some notes on a page and I've already thrown that out the window, but I just hope that I can come back on here, allow myself to explore, make different types of content, connect with you guys, and just continue kind of this journey towards authentically loving the things that we love and loving ourselves. Yeah, I think we could all use some time or a I think we could all be more kind to ourselves is what I'm trying to say. The other thing is I've been finding that the internet has become a much more scary place. I think 10 years ago, to me, the internet felt like an escape and more of a safe space. It felt like I could find other people like me. And although I think that is still the case, there are also so many people online now that are not like me and that are not like us. In some ways, I think it's become more of a reflection of the real world, and in other ways, even a more extreme version of the real world out there. It's kind of no longer feels like an escape to me, and so that's something I've been trying to reconcile and trying to navigate. It's like you have to kind of put yourself on a pedestal, but also be real and relatable, but also be politically correct in a lot of ways. And not saying that those should be difficult things, but yeah, it's hard to navigate all of that and to not overthink it, and again, to not get into that state of paralysis. I've really been wanting to, connect with people again. I've been scared to put myself out there because I just don't really know what awkward Luke looks like in 2024. I think I've done a lot of growing offline, and it's kind of, I don't really know where to start in terms of how to share that, how to show that growth. There've been a lot of projects, or I guess a project that I've been working on in the background. So there has been content being made. It's just not ready to be out there yet. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep thinking about what I want to do here. Do I want to keep doing reactions? Do I want to try to make more original content? And of course, I'm always curious to hear what you guys might think. What do you think is good content? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you've been wondering what I've been up to, I'm really fortunate to have had a fairly stable job the last couple of years. My long-term partner and I have moved into our own home the last few years, so that's been taking up a lot of time. I'm now an uncle as well, so spending a lot of time with family. And when you add all of those commitments up, it just makes it so hard to still make time for, those passion projects, those hobbies. And I can tell you there isn't really a day that goes by where I don't think about wanting to make content, wanting to make a video, wanting to post something, reach out to people. But again, the inner doubt always has won for me the last little while. So I'm really going to be focusing on improving my mental health. I have been seeing a therapist for over half a year now, working on getting better physically, really trying to get more energy, because that's been such a hard thing. Just finding the energy and motivation to put myself on camera again has been more difficult than I would like to admit. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm definitely in this transition period. I really hoped I could come on this 10-year celebration video and be like, wow, things are amazing. Look at what's happened in 10 years. But, in some ways, like I said, I think there's always room for growth, improvement, and learning about ourselves and each other through life.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yes, the grass is always going to look greener on the other side, and sometimes we just have to stop looking elsewhere and focus on ourselves and take it one day at a time. So I basically am just rambling and saying weird philosophical stuff at this point, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope to see you all again in future videos. I would say, don't hold it to me that I will be actively posting, but I will post when I can and what I want to do. And please allow me the grace to just explore and have fun online again, for those of you that are still watching. And I truly do appreciate those of you that are sticking around and that still care. Please feel free to reach out, on Instagram, in the comments, on Twitter, TikTok, etc. And yeah, like I said, I will see you all again soon. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay awkward. Bye.